Welcome to Really Important Thinking with Dr. Chris Chismore, hosted by Tom and Griffin.
We are your hosts, Tom and Griffin.
Unfortunately, our illustrious friend, Dr. Chris Chismore, is away on his important research and unable to host the podcast this week.
But fear not, dear listener, because he has left us in charge, and we are going to try to do a really good job of a podcast.
This week, Dr. Chismore has asked us to talk about
Doctors.
Welcome, dear guests, dear listeners, dear interlocutors. You've just been wandering around on the internet, and here you are passing by two astute young gentlemen hosting a podcast called Really Important Thinking. That's right.
You found a safe space.
You found the only safe space for thinkers who go a little bit outside the box.
Heterodox thinkers, fringe thinkers, every type of thinking that's important is welcome here. You can take your mental load off. There's no need to wander further.
You can take your emotional load off, too. I want to say that. If you're mixed up inside, mixed up internally, you're not sure, top from down, up from right, you can come on and you have a home here.
You can blow a load off, too, in our special room, but you have to do it away from everybody else. It's a perfectly healthy and fine thing to do. We're okay with that as long as it's not in front of other people who don't consent to it.
Didn't like to hear that at all. Really right off the rip, Tom's got to go for the cum jokes.
We're sex positive here because, as long as it's done in the special room.
I'll say this, we're a house divided. Tom's sex positive. I don't want to know about that. Don't want to hear. If you leave a 5-star review and you're talking about your sex life, I'm not reading it. Tom is. I go, yeah, that's your personal stuff. Yeah.
If you're just wandering in here, dear internet traveler, this show is usually hosted by Dr. Chris Chismore, but he unfortunately could not make it this week.
He has been trying, and of course he's been so busy. This week, Dr. Chismore, he believes that patience is a virtue. He's been concocting a way to instill more patience in the broader human culture, and in an attempt to do that, he has been down at Rockstar Games finding a way to further delay Grand Theft Auto 6.
He's trying to make people wait a little bit longer.
And I'll tell you this, he's been successful.
Yeah, he has been very successful.
6 more months. He's going to let them cook on that. I don't even know if they might be done with it. He just maybe has found a way to interfere with it might just be admin interference that they just can't put it out for another 6 months. And so you're going to have to wait a little bit. And that's thank you to Dr. Chris Chismore, world-renowned scientist, raconteur, adventurer, and gun duelist.
Yeah. And, delaying gratification is an important protocol for long-term happiness.
That's right. The podcast is called Really Important Thinking, but if Tom and I had our way, it'd be called Really Interesting Protocols.
Yes, we're all about our protocols here.
We've said that since day one. If you're a long-time listener, thank you.
A citizen soldier.
And a citizen soldier. If you signed up for the official Citizen Soldier newsletter.
That's this podcast. The podcast is this Citizen Soldier
newsletter. Then
newsletter.
That we're always talking about protocols every damn week.
Yes.
Tom, any business to get out of the way before we jump into today's incredible subject?
I have no more business to get through. I think
all right, then we have a quorum.
I think we have quorum, and it's time to get into the topic, which... I do want to say that before we get started, Dr. Chris Chismore is the host, and he has asked us to talk about optimizing doctors this week.
He wants us to go and figure out what's going on with the docs.
And we're gonna do a lot of disrupting to doctors, but I want to say it at the very top of the episode that Dr. Chris Chismore is about as close to optimized as you can be.
That guy he's smoothed out all the bumps in his life.
Yes. So, when we're talking about...
He's transcended the title doctor.
Yes.
He is doctor in title and name and sure in job, but he's more than that.
Yes.
So anything we say here might apply to him. But if one of us were to speak negatively of doctors and doctorship at all, it's not about Dr. Chris Chismore.
No. He is the benchmark for all doctors, and is constantly bettering himself while still also being fully optimized at the same time.
That's right.
So this week, we're talking about how to optimize doctors, because there are, there's a lot wrong with them. Doctors, they fuck up a lot of stuff.
You want to just give me a quick, top off the dome things, issues with doctors. I got a couple. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, my first optimization for doctors is we got to scrap the title.
Oh,
completely.
You're just back to being a guy.
I think, yeah, we say Mr. or Mrs.
A person,
whatever the name is, or just a title, or just first name only.
Okay,
Doctor.
why is this, Tom?
It carries too much weight. The title of doctor, like it doesn't, like everyone can be a fucking doctor these days. It's like you say, oh, this is Dr. So-and-so. And then it's weird for me to be like, oh, of medicine or of philosophy or of what? And, I think it's bad that a medical doctor, which is a very specific type of doctor, gets the same title as like a doctor of, fucking anthropology or something.
This is incredible. This folds perfectly with one of my big issues,
okay.
my big optimizations, which is that but you bring them back down to just the status of a normal person, because doctors are, I'd say, they got big egos.
Yeah,
I'd say they're narcissists, sociopaths, power hungry, freakazoids.
Yeah, I think a lot of doctors have a god complex, so I think if we took their titles away and just called them,
stripped them of their titles.
Titles.
That feels good to say.
Yes, exactly.
Think of the doctors in your life. You're going to strip them of their titles.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we're winning a revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels incredible. It's like, Dr. Santander, I know your real name is Stuart, and that's what I'm going to call you.
Stuart Santander, you're going back to Stu.
Yeah, you're going back to stay. Hey, Stu, what do you think I should do about this rash in my pit? And then you don't even have to listen to him. But yeah, I think if we change the title of doctors to something like healers.
Oh, sure. So not full strip. It's sort of a change.
Yes, I think we change it, because if doctors, I think that like if you're a doctor, you're a medical doctor, you're a surgeon, you got a god complex, because you're like, I have all this knowledge, I have all this power. But if you were called Healer Santander, or like Healer Griffin, Healer Tom, that might remind you that, oh, I'm put on this earth to help people.
Right. Which I think would humble you a little bit. This is the other thing. There's a lot going on right now. Some of my optimizations because they're raving narcissists, sociopaths. They need to be humbled. They need to be stripped of their titles, or otherwise changed to something a little more humble. This is sort of a mini rant that I've gone on before. I think probably I've done it on stage, and I don't know if it ever went well at all, but I still feel it. Is that doctors? They're basically plumbers. Doctor, you just studied this stuff long enough, and you know about it. You're a mechanic. You're a plumber for the body. You're a construction worker. They're not solving complex problems. They're telling you basic ass stuff about the human body that, let's be honest, you could figure out through a couple of internet searches. Some of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. Bring them back down to that level of you're a specialist, sure. I don't know how to work on my car much in the same way I don't know about the rash. And I'll tell you, popping off. I do know how to work on the rash if I've gone to one doctor and had that rash before. I know the medicine. It's in my cabinet somewhere. I got the rash cream. I can just try it. This is what all they do is like, oh, it's probably contact dermatitis. Well, let's put, whatever the hell on it. I've had this before. Let me try that. They're not doing anything incredible.
Yeah.
I'm here today to tear medical doctors a new one.
Yeah, I think
they're selling me shit. They're trying to they're expensive as hell. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
No. I agree. I think that a lot of the times, one of the most frustrating things about doctors is you walk in there, you say, oh, I think I got a big problem. And they take one look at you and like, yeah, rub some cream on it. And you're like, whoa, I spent 2 hours of my day. I took off work.
I had to travel over here.
Yeah, I traveled over here. The doctor was late, and they just told me to rub some cream on it. Like I could have rubbed
cream I could have guessed about.
Yeah, some cream I could have guessed about.
Cream I maybe already had.
Yeah. And
cream is something
you could just, save a lot of time by walking into the office and saying like, hey, is this a cream issue or am I going to need to get cut open?
Yes. Surgeons, maybe, we can have that conversation that maybe you justify your sort of God complex, but Can I keep going?
Yeah.
It's bringing up another thing that I wrote down.
Okay.
I was thinking about, which is here's an optimization. Is I've a couple times gone to the doctor, and they've had me pay before I see the doctor.
What kind of doctor are you going to?
Well, this is for an ENT, which is a specialist.
Okay, ear, nose, and throat.
Yes, they had me pay, and then something happened, and they had to like refund me immediately. And it was just like, what? This feels scummy. It feels like you're just looking for $50 or whatever. You're getting off me. So my optimization is that if you go to the doctor, I think often I can like probably guess what's up. I just need some fucking guy to write me a prescription. They're a middleman between me and the pharmacist.
Yeah.
And I have to pay for that. So what about this system, gentle listener? I go to the doctor. I write down on a piece of paper what I think is going on with me, where it is, what the problem is, what I think the procedure, as much, and then I sign it and I fold it and I put it in a sealed envelope and I hand it to the receptionist. And then I go back and I see that I don't pay shit. And I go back and I see the doctor. And the doctor does, goes through his whole methodology. And if he says the same thing I wrote on that piece of paper, we open it up at the end. We maybe unfold it in front of him. And if it says the same thing he just diagnosed me with, I don't have to pay.
That's an excellent...
Because I didn't need to be here.
Yes. Yeah, no, I legitimately think that is a great optimization.
That's a genius idea that's going to revolutionize the medical industry.
Yeah, I agree. If you can guess what's wrong with you, and you can prove that to the doctor by having the double-blind envelope study done,
and I think we get the receptionist.
Yeah.
Get them sort of certified as public notaries. Mm-hmm. They're a legal witness at that point.
Yeah, it's most of the time when I go to the doctor's office, the people doing the most work are the receptionists, and the physician's assistants,
the people with the least education. Which in some ways, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah, but I think that on top of that, I think if the bonus envelope, you have a little bonus envelope, and you write down what you think you need to be prescribed.
Yes, yeah.
And if you get that right, then you get it for free.
You get that.
You also get that for free.
You get the prescription for free.
And if
a third bonus envelope that's just a cash amount, and you're wagering that against the income of that practice.
Yes, and then if you beat the doctor in the cash amount, then you get to become the doctor for the day. You get the doctor's money.
Yes.
Or so you get paid to be the doctor. Okay.
You get paid. Yes. I just got back from Vegas, and that's maybe a little bit in my mind.
Yeah, and then that
bit of a wager.
That kind of brings it into the marketplace of ideas, and bringing more money into things usually makes them better.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great optimization. I kind of had one written down that was very similar, which is doctors should only be paid on commission. On commission or on success.
I feel like that's true.
Is that
not how it works already?
They shouldn't be charged if someone dies on their watch. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you as a doctor only get paid if my shit gets fixed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Not commission as in hey, I'm commissioning you, a doctor, to help me, though. That would be nice.
No.
If you could just go straight to the doctor and say, I'm going to pay you a little bit of money to help me instead of waiting 7 months
this is good.
to see you.
It incentivizes them financially to help you out.
Yeah, because, if I'm a business owner or I'm in SaaS sales, I'm not getting paid for failing.
Software as a service.
Yes, software as a service. Medicine as a service. Mass.
Wow.
Mass sales.
Mass sales. Medicine as a service.
Yeah,
that's what
maybe.
they're doing. That's what a doctor does.
Yeah, we could serve the title. We could reserve the title of doctor for people like Dr. Chris Chismore, the most learned men and women who are experts of science, medicine, space, ancient technology, cultures, and we use the term mass salesman for people who just happen to go to medical school.
Absolutely. This is another point. The what would you call it? Is there an overall umbrella term for the type of doctor you just described? Like an academic doctor, a non-medical doctor.
Yes, non-medical doctor. But Dr. Chris Chismore, last week he was finding a cure for blood cancer.
That's right.
So he's a doctor of every kind.
He's got multiple doctorates. But what I'm trying to say is, the people who are like, I'm becoming a doctor in like philosophy is all I can think of. That's not the best example, but some field of research, to get the title of doctor, they have to come up with something new nobody's ever figured out before or thought about before, and then go before a review board and argue it. Medical doctors, as far as I know, don't have to come up with some new idea about the human body.
Yeah.
They just have to learn what's already been told to them, thus making them fucking plumbers. You're a plumber.
I think in order to get a medical degree, you should either have to come up with a new disease.
And there's, sure.
Come up with a new disease or come up with a new medicine.
Yes.
Find a cool new medicine.
It's like rose
that
or
doesn't
thorn.
cost that much.
It's like when you get back from a road trip or a big vacation, it's like, what was a rose? What was a thorn of this trip? Except for it's what is a disease or what's the cure for doctors. Okay, you finished medical school. So last thing before you can graduate, rose or thorn.
Yeah, rose or thorn, disease and cure. I mean, that would bring our world into a better place.
I think so.
Because there are almost too many doctors. It's like we need like more doctors with less knowledge.
More doctors with less knowledge.
I guess that would be I guess that would be less doctors with more knowledge.
Less doctors with more knowledge.
If you had to have a disease and a cure.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sure.
I think
they would have more knowledge of those diseases and cures.
That's going to be my barometer for a good doctor, saying, what disease have you discovered?
They're pushing the science of human body and what can be done in healing and hurting a little bit further if they have to do that. I need to be taking notes. My mind is on fire with doctor ideas right now. Yeah, I think here's an area that seems to have made no progress over the course of my lifetime, and I think many lifetimes, is nutrition. Somebody just figure it out. There's new shit they're saying all the time. People are coming up with, horse shit ideas about, eat meat all the time and that's good for you. Or being a vegetarian is all. Somebody just figure it out. That's one. You get one doctorate degree if you can just figure out what's actually good for you.
Here's what
if it's just like eat a balanced diet, that's all. That's not interesting. It's got to be interesting too. Yeah,
there was a graphic. I was at a hospital yesterday, just in my own.
You went to an open house for the.
Yes,
hospital.
I went
about purchasing a hospital.
Yeah. I was thinking about buying a new hospital. I own enough jails, and I thought I should get a hospital.
What I'd love to get is a prison jail, the ultimate.
A prison jail.
Yeah.
Well, one and the same.
Yeah,
both
yeah.
housing short-term criminals and
just the
long-term criminals.
Excuse me, prison jail. What did I say? Prison jail?
You said prison jail.
God.
And you said prison jail 3 times.
Now I have to. Yeah, I know. I said it 3 times. I said it 3 times, so now I have to do the ritual. I have to do this dance. No, I was trying to say prison hospital.
Oh, a prison hospital. Yeah.
I just burped right into the microphone. I'm sorry, dear listener.
So I was at the hospital and they have like a graphic. It was like a nutrition graphic. And all it was a plate with equal parts of the plate divided. It said fruit, vegetables, bread, and meat. And I was like... Equal
part bread? Bread gets an equal share as meat?
They were essentially like you should have just about one of equal amount of everything. And I was like, yeah, isn't that... That's kind of always been the thing. But then they had the food pyramid. When we were kids, they had the food pyramid. And They were like, you should be eating like 12 servings of grain a day. So we're all bricked up with fucking beer guts as a kid because I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid because I was eating so much bread because they said the bread is the base of the food pyramid.
Okay.
And now they're saying there's a little bit every. But anyway, my point was that in order to be a nutritionist in my mind, all you got to do is say that thing that used to be bad for you is good for you now.
Sure.
Or that thing that was good for you that you thought was good for you is now bad for you.
Bad.
Coffee, it's like, it's the nutritionist to bad news story pipeline. They're just feeding bad nutritionists, bad journalists, or they're just like, coffee is not good for you anymore. Yeah. Actually, coffee might cure cancer.
Somebody figure it out.
And there's some doctor behind all of that bullshit.
Just figure it out. I don't need to hear all these different solutions to, obesity or not living long enough, whatever. Just tell me, tell us what it is.
I've tried it all. I've tried just about every sort of little food and drink there is, and I'm still pretty much the same guy. Nothing's really helped me that much.
I haven't gained or lost a pound in 5 years.
That's incredible.
And I've passively been like, I'm going to lose some weight, which used to just be, I just would kind of think that, and then it would kind of happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was called being in your 20s and being, vaguely athletic.
Yeah.
I think it really is. I just don't work out as much anymore.
Yeah. It's hard.
How come I'm not gaining weight? I think there's something beautiful happening inside of me medically. And for one of you potential medical students out there, you can get your doctorate if you figure out what's so good about my body. That's one doctorate degree. You figured out a new beautiful thing about science.
Okay, here's this.
I'm over here. I'm handing out doctorates left and right. I'm coming up with great ideas.
Let the people decide who a doctor is. Don't let a medical board. Don't let a bunch of other doctors decide what a doctor is. Let the people. Doctor should be an elected position.
Doctor should be an elected. Yeah, sure.
Like I get to tell you whether you're helping me or not.
You can be a healer. You can be doing all the medical stuff. Sure, but if you get who gets to be an actual titled doctor, that's up to
which is another one of my optimizations for doctors that I have.
Okay.
Is that we go to doctors when we're sick, okay?
Mm-hmm, right.
But what about going to a doctor when I'm well, huh? What the doctor like? How about a doctor telling me like, hey, you're doing a great job. You're super healthy. You're well. Like a doctor who's like a coach.
This is called a yearly checkup.
Well, it's a yearly checkup, but it's a doctor who is hanging out with you who's more of like a coach.
So instead of once a year, you're just getting a...
Yeah, you have like a personal doctor.
Sure.
You get assigned a doctor at age 0.
Birth.
Or age 1.
Some might call that birth.
Or like, you can have a pediatrician, and then when you're an adult, you get an adult doctor.
Okay.
Just like, you have like in those shows where they get you get a little monster, you can like a Pokemon. That's not. I'm kind of losing the thread here. What I'm saying is that like when you graduate college, when you leave, when you become an adult, they're like, okay, here's your doctor.
Yep.
And the doctor's there by your side,
like a Pokemon,
like a Pokemon, like a coach. Like someone who is,
and you're checking in with them more frequently than the once a year.
Yes, than once a year, and
maybe once a week. They're like, this week you shouldn't have done that, or this week you did a great job.
Yes, exactly. She is telling you, you're running great. I can see you're doing incredible.
That would help me. That would help me stay on track. Get my cardio, the amount of cardio in I'm supposed to be getting. If I had a guy, I guess that's also kind of a personal trainer. But personal trainers, we all know, are brain dead, morons, some of the stupidest people available. And that's not necessarily who I want as my main source of medical contact.
Yes, the only smart people that exist in this world talk into podcast microphones for a living like us, or listen to really important thinking.
Well, and I would say more like us, the smartest people. Yes, first off, they listen to this podcast, but second off, they do podcasts for, let's be honest, free.
Yes.
They're doing podcasts for zero money, taking time out of their weekend, sometime out of their weeks to make social media content when they can, scrape away an hour or two to figure that out. The smartest people in the world are doing podcasts for 50 to 70 people in Melbourne, Australia.
Yes. I do think, though, it would be helpful to have... Anytime I go to the doctor, they're not someone that I know very well, and they're always just like, what kind of bad stuff are you doing?
Mm-hmm. And also, some of
you
them
shouldn't
are
do that. You shouldn't do that. And I'm like, well, you don't have a perfect body either.
They should have to be healthy. I have a friend from summer camp who getting close to doxing somebody. Who is a doctor? I think his wife is also a doctor. They're ripping cigs. They're cranking cigs left and right. I had a doctor here, bit overweight. You should be an Adonis. You gotta look like Michelangelo's David.
If you're not a perfect physical specimen,
I don't want to shame somebody for how their body is, but you should be. You should be in fucking peak physical condition. You can be any age that you can't be 14, but as an adult, you can be a doctor from whenever graduation till whenever you want to retire. But you have to maintain peak physical condition for. If you're 75 years old and you're still a doctor, you got to be fucking ripped for a 75-year-old, or able to run for or whatever.
Yeah, I would never want to shame a person for their body.
And I just did. I did.
However,
I did it. However,
I will absolutely shame a doctor for their body and for not being in perfect physical
hacking up a lung
shape, mental shape,
smoking all the time, crazy.
Right.
Oh, I have a doctor who I told him I have trouble sleeping, and he's like, have you tried this? Have you done this? What about your sleep hygiene? Well, what about this medicine? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I feel you, man. I can't sleep either. Huh? What? That's like me saying I'm addicted to alcohol, and I'm talking to another guy. I'm talking to the bartender. He's also addicted to alcohol.
Yeah.
What? You're not going to help me?
Well, I think that's a common thread of doctors is that they're overworked and stressed.
I did just glancing basic research, and the number one problem facing doctors, according to Google, which at this point is just some fucking AI. I don't even know what it's called. Google AI. That's the number one thing is Dr. Burnout.
Dr.
Stress.
Burnout.
Dr. Burnout. Cool name.
Hey, you know.
Really? Oh.
Well, you know what they call me. I'm Dr. Burnout.
I'm Dr. Burnout. That seems like a car show thing. Dr. Burnout.
Well, I mean, Dr. Burnout is kind of a fun,
But and a lot of stress, but a lot of it is because of administrative, just like the back end. They got to fill out, they got to document. So here's one of my optimizations. Enough.
No paperwork.
For the listener, I'm waving my hand away. Enough of the paperwork. Don't document what's going on. We're good. You remember me. Let's whittle it down so you only have about 5 patients. Be done with the paperwork. Elon Musk did wonders for the federal government with Doge, getting rid of all kinds of stuff that we thought was necessary, documenting, how things are, oversight committees. But get it out of here. Let's make the medical pipeline a fucking water slide, an ice luge. Let me slip through that thing. No paperwork.
Maybe optimizing doctors is really just removing insurance.
Oh yeah, get rid of insurance.
Just go back to the days of having a traveling doctor that roams from town to town.
This is several ideas.
Well, yeah, I think it's several ideas, but I mean, left side, right side. Democrats, Republicans.
Oh, I see.
Those of us who have transcended politics, like you and I,
right,
have risen above politics, all agree the medical system is broken. We all agree that insurance.
This is something that they'll all agree on.
And then we disagree about what to do with it.
Right.
The
left says it's okay to kill them. The right says we got to get rid of immigrants. That'll fix it.
And guys like us,
we say,
let's hash it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify
Podcasts,
Plinko Podcast Network.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just trying to cover all of our.
Tom's doing. I'm not a part of that. That's his own thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you had alluded to. Doctors are kind of middlemen to prescriptions at some point. So maybe cutting out some of that. I don't have to have the solution. I'm just asking the questions.
Right.
We're just asking the questions.
Of that in this society.
Yeah. We're just the guys.
I'm doing my own research.
Asking the questions of our doctors, doing our own research.
Yes.
Asking our doctors.
Yes.
What can be done.
Did you have any other hot optimizations or genius thoughts that I feel like we've barreled past a bunch of avenues of conversation? Do you want to go back and was there anything we missed so far?
I mean, I have a lot of optimizations today. So, I mean...
Well, I'm asking you for
I could keep going.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Similar to having, a doctor who is a coach, who's closer to you, I think doctors need to be prescribing medicine less.
Sure.
And prescribing things like hanging out with the boys more,
Right.
Like, I've never gone into the doctor and had them they're always asking, how's your marriage? Or, how many, do you use alcohol? Do you smoke weed?
Right.
And then they're like, that's, you should watch out for those stressors. Watch out for alcohol. Watch out for weed. Watch out for tobacco.
This. Yeah.
And, I've never had a doctor be like, hey, if you're stressed, maybe you just need to watch Master and Commander with the guys. Maybe you need to have an American Revolution night where y'all all chill out and watch Ken Burns' new docuseries.
I'm going to prescribe you rent an ATV for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. How about doctors start prescribing that instead of just shelling out opioids,
Get them, Tom.
They caused the opioid crisis, which,
we love.
I've also never had a doctor who like is prescription happy. I mean, maybe that's been good for my overall health, but I'm like, where are these doctors who are just handing out prescriptions? Every doctor, anytime I've needed to get something, even just the occasional, antihistamine to help me sleep once every few months,
right?
If I'm having trouble sleeping, they put me through. I got to twist their arm. I got to do all these tests. Well,
for sure. I think we're a little bit suspicious of the opioid. I think the opioid epidemic, at the very least, is overblown, if not a full-on scam. It's. I think it's maybe a hoax. Fake news.
You think it's a hoax?
Nobody who's addicted to that shit, and I know a lot of people. I know way more people than most people know people. Most people know I don't know, 30 people or something. I got to know at least. I'm getting close to 500 people. Not one of them addicted to opioids.
Well,
I don't know most of these people's names. I recognize
count your
them.
blessings.
I recognize them.
I do think opioid crisis aside, I do think it would be nice for doctors to prescribe that type of thing, like the ATV weekend.
Oh, sure.
That would be nice. Maybe just rent an ATV. Maybe just take a week off, take a sick day. Yeah,
God, I wish they could just prescribe a forced vacation.
And then I take that into my job and I say, hey, doctor says I got to go to Baja.
It's part of it.
And y'all have to pay for it too.
Whoa.
Just like medical insurance, they get
greedy.
Or have that covered by insurance.
Okay.
If we're going to keep insurance,
which we shouldn't, scam, bad, evil.
But if we have to have it cover my trip to Baja with the squad.
Yes. I wish we had an actual doctor. Do you have any actual doctor friends?
Yeah, I do actually. My Jordan's friend, who's definitely my friend at this point. She is a doctor.
Oh yeah, I know her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dox her. I'm not gonna be a doxer. I'm not gonna be a doxer to the doctor.
Let's call her Miranda for the purposes of the conversation.
Let's call her Miranda for the purpose of Miranda. Yeah, she's a colorectal surgeon.
I'll say that. What's that?
A colorectal surgeon.
I didn't know that. I thought she was just a sort of normal doctor.
Yeah, she is a colorectal surgeon.
Yikes. Smart. Yikes. Why did you bring her up?
You brought her up.
Did I bring her up?
You said actually a real doctor in real life.
If you did.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember why though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, maybe I should just ask her to prescribe me some more boys' weekends.
Sure. Great idea. I think that'd be good for you. I think you could stand to take a few more vacations with the guys.
Or have her prescribe Hollywood more Master and Commander films.
Jesus, he's obsessed.
They acted like they were going to make multiple of them by naming it Master and Commander Far Side of the World, and they never made a single another one of them.
That is kind of a crazy, Babe Ruth calling a shot situation. Yeah. It's the first movie, you get 19 Predator movies. The first one's Predator, and then after that, it's Predator Badlands or whatever. That's the most recent one coming out. You got Predator, the ones with the subtitles or the secondary title.
Yeah.
You don't get to start off with here's the main title, and then here's what it is, the chapter as it's going to be known in this franchise. That doesn't exist yet. That's cuckoo behavior.
Well, I kind of disagree because
I
think that is Star Wars. Star Wars did that. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Nobody knew that. It wasn't called that. It was just called Star Wars. When that shit came out, it was called. The movie came out. It was called Star Wars.
I think it was
other shit on it.
Oh no, it definitely started out because it scrolls at the beginning.
Yeah, now you know this because George Lucas has gone back and monkeyed with it, and he added a new scroll and he added in all these episode titles. I don't know at all what I'm talking about, but I'm so confident about it. I'm certain it was just, the first one's just called Star Wars, and then they started being Star Wars Return of the King.
No, they can't retroactively just go back.
Yes, they can. That George Lucas' whole thing is he gets to go retroactively go back and he changes stuff. He changes his CGI. He changes whether or not Han shot first.
Now you're making me question whether the first Star Wars was really just called Star Wars or Star Wars A New Hope.
The first Star Wars original theatrical poster, my gamble is it just says Star Wars.
I think it might say A New Hope, but I don't know if it says Episode 4.
I'm going to contact Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast and get him to look it up.
Okay.
And which is just me doing it now.
Okay.
I think he went back and added those episodes. We're getting nobody wants to hear us talk about this, and if they did, we're making them mad about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm being hopefully right, but very confident. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. You keep talking.
This episode is sponsored by Randleman's Sauces. Randleman's, that's yum in Sausanese. Randleman's has been a proud sponsor of Really Important Thinking for at least the entirety of the podcast. Their factory and portfolio of sauces is essential in taking your food to the next level. Whether it's something as simple as the grass outside your house or something as complex as bringing your own Randleman sauce to the Michelin star restaurant and making that shit taste good and worth the money. Randleman Sauces. That's yum in Sausanese.
Yes, 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 yes. That's the sound of you and your boys pouring Randleman sauce all over your favorite chicken wings.
Okay, what?
Enchiladas. And also the sound of you guys being right about how Star Wars is.
Star Wars was just called
Star Wars. He didn't have all these other ideas.
Damn. That's wild.
And Tom, and now the ultimate podcast act. Transition this back, relate this back to doctors. Go.
I got to be prescribed some cortisone cream because I just got burned.
Oh, nice.
I just got roasted.
I don't know if it was a
burned
roast.
or roasted. Yeah, it's less of a roast. It's kind of a roast of my ego in a way.
I'm sad that I knew that.
And my confidence.
It's not because I'm a nerd. It's because I just don't believe in bullshit, and I don't think he added all that bullshit later.
I guess
people got pissed off.
I guess I just grew up watching the original ones with all the added stuff.
Yeah,
as a kid.
And isn't that sad?
That is sad.
You can't get the original sauce, but you can with Randleman's. That was almost relating it back.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We plugged Randleman's 3 times in a minute or
14 seconds. Tom, who was the first doctor?
The first doctor?
Have you ever thought about that?
I don't know. Maybe God.
God.
He said, this God's feeling a little lonely. He diagnosed himself with loneliness. The first doctor to address
the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making you think he didn't exist, and the best act the God ever pulled was doing doctoring on himself first. I thought I was going to somehow stick to the landing, even in a weird way. I don't think I did.
Oh man!
I don't even remember how.
We might have to call it
because that's the height. That's the height of podcasting.
At 35 minutes, whatever. No, we're gonna keep going. But
episode.
That, God was the first doctor to diagnose the male loneliness epidemic, and the male was himself, and the loneliness was from himself. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist, and the greatest trick God ever pulled was doing doctoring on himself.
Yeah, sure. Let's say that's what I said. It was Imhotep, is who they consider the first doctor.
Imhotep was the first. Imhotep was the first. What year was that? I thought it was going to come out of China.
Ain't no year. It's I'm looking at a statue of him from 664 to 630 BC. That's a statue of this guy. This guy is so ancient. He was legendary even in ancient times, and people were like, we don't even know if he's real.
Yeah.
He's kind of a mythical figure. And this is, not a history podcast. I don't know anything about this guy, but I was just looking it up, and the people consider him the first physician.
Well, we do cover history. We cover every important topic that has important thoughts in it. But yes, that's interesting that Imhotep was the first physician. I didn't know that. And that kind of that does make me, or that does tie to one of my optimizations, because I did have that, like, doctors should be more trained in like bushcraft and like those like types of homeopathic remedies of like, I feel like when I think of like doctor in ancient Egypt, I'm thinking of the like, they're like, oh, grab the wormwood and mix it with the reeds, the thistle, and pull this scum from the Nile, and then we'll mix it up and give it to your baby, and that will make him beautiful, more beautiful. Like, we're gonna cure an ugly baby with a bunch of like reeds, you know. That's what I think, and I think doctors need to go back to that.
Yeah, start with that natural shit.
Yeah, start with the natural stuff and know how to make the medicine too.
Right, because they're just buying
bit.
it, or I don't even know how the back end of that works, how the economics, the doctor's not buying it, he's getting paid when it gets prescribed, probably. He's getting a kickback there.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up legitimately.
I think there's sort of this Marxist idea that you should know where your food comes from, and I think there's a Tom and Griffin idea where your doctor should know how to make the medicine he's giving you.
Yeah. He should know how to make your baby beautiful, and he should know how to make the medicine he's making you. He's prescribing you. I guess that's what my main point
I think
was.
that's a great idea. I think. Yeah, there's I can't see what the downside would be from that, other than a little bit more school. They're already in school for what, 7 years? How long does it take to become a doctor? 5 years? 7 years?
Oh, I think like you got to go through
10?
pre-med, so you got to go through 4 years of undergrad.
Yeah.
And then you got to go through
how many more?
4 more years of medical school, and then you have to do like residency. Like, it takes like 10 years.
Yeah. So do 2 more.
Miranda.
Yes.
My friend Miranda.
Right, I remember her.
She's like just got out. I mean, she just got done doing her residency, and she's been in medical school for like a long time.
She's not nearly 50.
I mean, she did other stuff between graduating and going to medical school, but she has been doing medical school and some type of like, has technically been a student until like the past like couple of years.
Okay. Your point being that they go to a lot of school.
They go to a lot of school,
I think they should, in that schooling, they should either in tandem learn some chemistry, or they should go to 2 more years of school, learn how chemistry works.
I think they do. I think they do.
Well, enough that you can make this stuff.
That's the kind of one of my optimizations I had is that we need to fast track medical school. It takes too long.
Right.
So that we have
doctors.
These doctors, we have too few doctors with too much knowledge.
And too much power, and they're getting too much money.
Yes, exactly.
Strip them of the titles and make there be more of them, you're saying now.
Yes, that's why I had written down, that's why I said just offhandedly earlier in the podcast, we need more doctors with less knowledge.
I think you said you didn't change it to the other thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I think the point was at the time, but
now we've discovered a beautiful new point.
Yeah, but I've discovered a beautiful new point, and that was me in the past.
Contradicting what you've just
said I've learned
30 minutes.
I've learned and I've changed through the podcast. I'm constantly learning and growing.
Don't we have the capacity to do that?
Yes, we do.
We should have the room to do that.
I'm optimizing myself at every moment, constantly getting better, growing, limitless growth.
And you can't blame me for anything I did in my past.
No. I'm not responsible for the things I said in the past or after I have 2 glasses of Pinot. Okay, so we need more doctors with less knowledge is what I have. And doctoring is gate kept by things like medical school, by things like medical boards.
Uh-huh.
And I think...
Get rid of that.
That, similar to what we said earlier, the doctor should be of the people.
If you can just make good outcomes happen... You're closer to being a doctor than most of those guys.
Yes, exactly.
You don't need all that. If you can just get it. What about this? Oh, what about this?
Okay.
What about, let's get back to some grassroots type shit. If you can just get a reputation for yourself of ability to heal people, you deserve to get to be a doctor. You could, however you do that. I think that's the greatest. I don't know why I went, like I had a genius idea. Mm-hmm. It felt like a very boomer, like, why don't you just walk in and put give them your resume, and that's how you get a job. Yeah. It felt like this kind of advice. Just walk around, heal people, figure out how to heal them, and if you can do that, you don't need all the bells and whistles. You don't need the title. You don't need to have somebody, they don't have the bar. What do they have? What do doctors have? They get,
the Hippocratic Oath. They say the Hippocratic Oath, and then they're
like they can get.
They have to go to school. They have to
legally be barred from being a doctor ever again if you commit malpractice.
If you have malpractice,
whatever that body is. Get rid of that shit. You don't need that. Just
no.
If there was just a guy, if I moved to Eagle Rock, California, and there was just like amongst the neighbors, they were like, "There's a guy here, he can heal you. He can do that." it's like normal stuff. It's not like, you know, you felt weird and he used his third eye to whatever. No, not this new age shit. If he could just actually like, I had a broken arm last year, and there's a guy down the street and he set me right.
And he's a healer.
And he's a healer.
12 years old and he's blind.
He's blind. He speaks in tongues.
He speaks in tongues, but he'll heal you.
I don't know. I'd say this is that. Then my real estate around Eagle Rock's going up because we got one of those guys, and he's just figured out how to do it. He doesn't have to go through all the rigmarole, all the bureaucratic red tape. Am I making sense?
No, you're making sense. I think that checks out. It's
Thank you.
Yes, people. You know, that goes back to the earlier point at the beginning of the podcast where we said doctors should be called healers or medical listeners, you know, rethinking what the position is. If you can heal somebody, if you have that energy, if you have those solutions, then yeah, who cares about a medical board?
Yes.
Or I guess the FDA's food and drug.
Yeah, sure. I feel like we're going in circles here.
Yeah, we are going in
the
circles.
medical boards.
But anyway, I think what I was trying to say is that yes, coroners can be elected. They get to say a guy is dead or not. Doctors should be elected as well. And that's, again, circling back.
What about this?
Okay.
You should... Yeah, I guess it's some of our ideas, you know, it's like if this happens, then that my idea doesn't make maybe sense if we're talking about doctors are as an elected title or whatever. But what am I trying to say? If enough people don't like you, you shouldn't get stripped of your title, stripped of the ability to practice medicine.
Yeah.
If you're in our current system, I'm talking about our current system right now. If you're a doctor and you just have a bad what do they call it? Bedside manner?
Yeah, like Dr. House. We don't need Dr. House.
Get out.
Not existing.
Get out. Gone. Enough people in the community voted. You're fucked. Get over it. I don't care that you're so smart. You suck to be around. You're a chore to talk to. You're rude. Don't like that.
Bad attitudes should be grounds for dismissal.
And I guess I could just, you know, vote with my dollar here and just not go to that doctor anymore who is sucking.
You could easily go to a nice doctor.
But you can't. It's hard as fuck to find a good doctor. It's hard as fuck to find a guy who is normal and not going to be weird, rude to you, kind of like blasting you through as fast as they can. Every time I go to you're only currently, Tom, and look how cute the little cat being. You only get to go and have one problem to the doctor.
Yeah.
You only get to go and be like, currently, right now, legs all fucked up. That's all you could say. But also, I can't breathe out of my nose. I maybe have asthma. I can't sleep. But, you know, piling up, now that I'm saying this out loud, it sounds like I've got quite a lot of medical issues going on. You should be able to just take as much time as you want to explain to the doctor. I shouldn't have to, like, because otherwise, I have to just, like, make another appointment, come back tomorrow and tell you about the new stuff. I just drove an hour to be here. Yeah,
kind of.
That's goofed up.
I mean, sometimes they can do that for you at urgent. I've definitely been to urgent care, but then they'll be like, well, we can help you with this one thing, but to get like your toenail fungus, like we need to... Ugh. Yeah, I'm prone to foot fungus.
Wow.
I keep them clean, but
this is too much.
You know, guys like us, I'm at the Glendale YMCA a lot, and I'm wearing the sandals, and I still get it.
I had a dream 2 nights ago that all it was I was taking a shower at the Glendale YMCA, and I looked down and I didn't have any sandals, and I was just standing in the bare water. And I was like, oh no, my feet are going to be covered in boils. I was freaking out about how disgusting the water was.
Oh, and
I haven't taken a shower in there in maybe a year.
Yeah, it is quite the petri dish, but if you shower enough there, you don't need to go to the doctor. Because you're exposed to
natural immunity,
you know, all sorts of crap. A daycare's amount of germs.
That's what they should put on the outside of the YMCA, the Glendale YMCA. Come on in, a daycare's worth of germs.
And you know, there's some healers hanging out in the steam room of the Glendale YMCA.
Oh,
we just haven't found them yet.
Have we covered doctors? I feel like we started going in circles about stuff. Are there any new avenues you'd like to explore, Thomas?
Yeah, I do. I did have one other optimization an alternative to our current system of doctors.
People are begging for that. We need alternative systems. I wish I had more ideas for it.
How about company doctors?
Okay.
If companies are already handling medical insurance, the only way to get medical insurance, or the best way to get medical insurance, is really to have a job that gets you good insurance.
Right.
You know, but if instead of having to go to a doctor, you know, they got HR, it's mandatory. All these companies have HR, all these departments.
Well,
what about just having a doctor?
I don't know if it's
you could
mandatory
roll in.
to have HR. I think they just have HR.
Well, yeah, at a certain point, you want to have HR. Just at a
Here's
certain...
what I found out. HR is not there to protect you, the employee. It's to protect the company from liability.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not like some like altruistic, like we're like the good guys. We're trying to like make sure that you're not getting sexually harassed. They're there because if you get sexually harassed, they're trying to distance the company from that.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah. And now they're called the people team. They're not HR,
People
human
in
resources.
HR need to be taken out into the yard and shot.
Well, you won't
for that big deception.
Yeah, because human resources was kind of a saying the quiet part out loud.
Humans are our resource.
Humans are our resource.
They're expendable.
They're expendable.
We're burning through them.
Yeah, we're here. We're the company. But doctors at the company, you could just pop in, say, "Hey."
Do some companies have this? I feel like some ultra like mega corporation.
There are mega corporations
like some evil secret law firm in New York or something has like, we've got our doctor.
Yeah, and there are like
how stupid I sound. Some evil secret law firm in New York. You know that, dear listener. You know the type of place I'm talking about. It exists only in film and books, maybe in reality.
I do think that there are, at least like from a mental health perspective. I guess like psychologists, like that some people would say they're not doctors, like medical doctors. Psychiatrist, I think, is technically a medical doctor.
Yes.
But a psychologist is not.
They're a research.
They'll have on-site,
doctor, aren't they? No, that's different.
On-site, like therapists, psychologists. That happens at those big companies because Dr. Burnout. Because Dr. Burnout. But if we had a Dr. Burnout at every single company, maybe that might help stuff.
Every company just at the physical building. Yeah. I don't hate it.
There's probably
the company store when they had the company town.
Yeah, the company doctor.
The company doctor.
And if you're at Coca-Cola, you're walking in. He says, "What you need is a dose of the new cherry vanilla Coca-Cola
or chili vanilla.
Randleman's chili vanilla sauce.
Randleman's chili vanilla Coca-Cola.
I think Randleman's might be the only company that I know of that has a company doctor who prescribes Randleman's sauces for just about every ailment.
Well, it's their medical line.
Yeah, I mean, which if you haven't, Citizen Soldier, sampled Randleman's medical line of sauces, their salves,
their tinctures,
their brews.
They have a few. Their brews. Their ointments.
Salves, their edible ointments.
Tinctures and brews. Randleman's medical sauces.
Their perineum ointment is a personal favorite of mine.
He's always got to be weird. That's like near your butthole or something, right?
Well, it's the medical term for what the lesser people might call taint.
Gooch used to be called gooch in high school.
Gooch.
People called it gooch.
Yeah, gooch is no longer.
No one's saying that.
No.
I have no more ideas. I wish I had. I think I got it all off my chest early on.
No more good doctor ideas.
No more good. I mean, I was toying with how do we humble these people? If nothing were to change, and it's just the main issue is that these are narcissist. They're kind of narcissist assholes. A lot of them.
Doctors legitimately do need to be humbled.
They need to be humbled in some way. And I was trying to think of I wish this wasn't my answer because this is all I could think of. It was like they should just have to, concurrent to their medical education, have to get like on stage every night in front of 5 to 10 audience members and try to do three-person improv.
Yeah, and then they do, and they become Ken Jeong.
Right. Some of that's fine. Some of them become good. Some
and
of them
they say, "Oh wow,
comedy.
I'm good at doctoring, and I'm now a successful actor."
This is a thing. These fuckers do tend to be good at several things.
Yeah.
Michael Crichton, first a doctor.
Really?
Then became writing. A guy wrote.
Then became 6'9".
Then he grew up. He got to be 6'9" once he started accumulating so much power. Then he became a screenwriter. He wrote Grey's Anatomy. Is that him? No, ER, not Grey's Anatomy.
Wait,
ER.
Michael Crichton wrote ER?
Yeah. Michael Crichton created ER.
What?
Yeah. I don't know why. This out of all the writers I know about, I know the most about him.
Yeah.
For some reason. And other stuff. And
he created
Jurassic
Park.
He
created Graphic Park. That's what I was about to say. Graphic Park.
Graphic Park.
Hey, Mom, I'll me and Griffin are don't worry about dinner. Me and Griffin are going to Graphic Park tonight.
We're just watching violent films.
Nudie stuff.
Preteens not welcome.
Teens not welcome.
Come on
Graphic
in.
Park. Damn, I completely lost
what we were talking
about
how talented Michael Crichton was.
Oh, no, doctors, yes. I do agree that it's like if there is a doctor who is getting too big of a head, they should have to go do some art. Putting our artist hat on.
They should have to just be bad at something for a while.
Yeah.
And if they find out they're good at that thing, they have to find a new thing to go until they find something that they are just sucking at, and all their peers agree you're not good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, let's say, 4 years of that, you can then get to become a doctor, because then you've probably figured out what it feels like to just be a person.
And I think a lot of doctors who might be listening to us right now would say, oh, well, I already have that, and I'm bad at being in a marriage. I'm bad at being a parent because I'm doing so much doctoring that my family hates me. Right. I'm working so much. They're calling me Dr. Burnout.
Does that ever humble them?
I guess not. I guess they're kind of like, whatever, I'll just find another spouse because I'm rich. And I'm a doctor.
And I'm intolerable to be around.
And I'm tall and I'm good looking.
And I wrote Jurassic Park.
And I could write Jurassic Park at any moment if I wanted to.
Any moment I could come up with that. That new kind of thing. Do you have any just absolutely miserable doctor experiences that are, worth discussing on a podcast? Telling me about anything fun, anything weird.
I guess if I'm going to reveal personal medical information,
you don't have to do that.
I don't have to do that. I don't know if I have any straight up terrible doctor. Oh, okay. Here's one that's funny, but also a bad doctor experience.
This person's a lunatic.
This I don't know if this person was a lunatic, but when I was a teenager and had to go in to get a physical before I played football or something, school sports, they'll be like, you need to get a physical.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
So I went in to get a physical, and there was the doctor was a woman, and she was doing the ball, cupping your balls or whatever. And she was like, okay, now I'm going to do the penis and testicle exam. And she's like, I need you to turn. She's like, I'm going to touch your scrotum, and you need to turn your head and cough. So I was like, okay.
Sounds
and
normal.
I'm 13 or 14. This doctor, touches my balls. Hand was cold, and so I was kind of laughed. It was just surprising. And she looks at me, she goes, "It tickles, doesn't it?" And I was like, this is awful. And I will never forget that.
That's pretty weird.
And I was like, that felt awful.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I was like, this sucks. I hate the doctor. I've never been too big about being I'm a guy, I need a male doctor, but it was kind of I get why people want their doctor to be the same sex as them, Oh,
of course.
100%.
Somehow it's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, but I will say, I guess
this stared at me for way too long there.
I guess
I didn't have anything else to say.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Jesus.
I should say it.
No, I don't.
I was just gonna say, I feel like people, I feel like I have been online and you see a lot of people being like, why are men gynecologists? They're male gynecologists.
Yeah, sure.
What's your, people are like, I don't want that, or and then it's always at the time they're like, well, my mother was died of ovarian cancer, and I want to be able to help women, and then you're like, oh, okay. So sometimes they get
there was just no other way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I just feel sometimes legitimately feel that people are like, oh, why is this guy doctor doing this? And then you're like, oh, okay, actually that's a very good reason.
I don't buy it.
Really?
There's other way. How would you become rich and successful at anything else, and then you donate all of your money to that kind of research? You fucking pervert.
You could do it another way. I guess they are perverts.
I couldn't think of anything else to do to help women.
I got to get in there myself.
I can't come up with anything else other than
until I find my mom again. Back in
until I resurrect my mother.
Yeah.
Sicko.
Dr. Sicko.
Dr. Sicko.
Dr. Sicko and Dr. Burnout.
The two famous doctors we've created.
Okay. I think we've done a disservice to the entire profession.
No, I think we've put these fuckers in their place. I stand by my stance that you're fucking glorified plumbers. You know how fluid moves through the body, and you know where it's supposed to go, and you know when the pipes are clogged.
It's the four humors, man.
It's the four humors.
Black bile, yellow bile, blood, and phlegm.
Black bile, yellow bile, blood, and phlegm.
It hadn't changed much since the 1500s.
Hadn't changed much since then. You almost had a song. Sorry.
That's very true.
I thought you were helping with the song. Okay, well, everything's falling apart on this end. I had a weird doctor experience one time, but it's too long. We've gone too long, and it's not that. He was just bad at being. I'll tell you real quick. I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast before, but I walked into the doctor when I first moved to California, and he was already in the room. You know, I didn't have to wait another 20 minutes while he came and found me or whatever. He was standing in there, and he looked very, very gloomy, and he just said, come over and sit over here by me. I can't really walk. I broke my foot. And I said, oh, do you need to get a cast or something? Is everything okay? And he said, cast isn't going to do anything. Come here.
Old Dr. Gloom.
Dr. Gloom. And then I told him, I mentioned whatever was going on with me, and I moved to, we do chit chat, and I told him about my buddy Tom took me surfing, and I did this, and then we're getting into it. I'm like, it's been a while since I've had just a generic STI test or something, and he goes, you mean STD? And I'm like, sure. I thought that we'd change. I don't know. I just thought it was saying what I thought it was called now. Yeah. And then he was like, well, what do you like to have sex with?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And then at some point I had mentioned I used to be on Prozac, and I'm quite depressed right now, and feeling really rough. I think I maybe want to go back on Prozac. Is that something I could talk to you about? And he goes, what do you mean? You just told me you go surfing. You seem pretty happy to me. all the while, this guy hasn't moved an inch because if he does, he's in excruciating pain because he's broken his foot.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That guy needs to also humble himself by going surfing, not only so that he realizes he's bad at it, but also realizes that surfers are some of the most miserable people on the planet.
Yeah, it made me feel miserable.
That's really bad. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well, it was mostly just funny. It's like, God, this guy is he's terrible at being a doctor.
Dr. Gloom is pretty funny. I can't wait to have a teenager so I'm like, oh, here's Dr. Gloom.
Oh, sure.
That's a good bit. I think I'll take out is calling people doctor, just saying doctor, whatever. Let's strip the title of real doctors and give doctor to fake. Yeah, everybody.
I'm glad you found that, man. That's so incredible.
And that's a gift for all of our citizen soldiers at the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening.
That's right. If you're listening for the past 15 minutes and you're like, why am I not turning on Comedy Bang Bang or Smartlist or something? That's why, because you get a gift right at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
That's why you don't turn this off and listen to some other comedy
Instead
podcast.
Of a wireless plan for $10 a month, we give you a fun little bit that you can take to your friends. You can
just call people doctors. If you had never heard of that idea of a joke, you can now do that.
Yeah, Dr. Burnout.
Tom released that on you.
Dr. Gloom.
Okay, that does it for this week. Hopefully next week, Dr. Chris Chismore comes back. I think actually we'll be off for a couple weeks. I'll be away unless Tom wants to. No, I'll be fully off the radar. I don't know what you're going to do, man. Probably just take a break.
Yeah, I'll probably just go surfing. I'll probably prepare for do some stuff around the house. And I'll think, as always, of more ways and to optimize our life and more ways to grow 1% better every day Thank you, citizen soldiers. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the awakening. You are loved.
No one thinks like you.
They don't.
Bye.
Really Important Thinking is produced by Griffin Winsler, Tom Fell, and Dr. Chris Chismore. All fact-checking is done by the MIT Institute for Data, Systems, and Society. Really Important Thinking is engineered at the Stanford Institute of Consequential Noise and recorded at Detweiler Sound in humble Tupelo, Mississippi. When I see my baby dancing, I know it's to that Detweiler sound.
Sound mixing by Reed Armband with music by Laser Monster. Tom's costume was provided by Padma Lakshmi with catering provided by Kokomo's Mungo Lounge. Kokomo's, if you can't take her here, you can't take her anywhere.